Most of you watching this video know the importance of using props when you're teaching English online. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can save some cash by making your own props. Some simple ideas for putting together a great prop toolbox for those on a budget is to use cutouts. You probably have some old magazines or pamphlets lying around. These are great for cutting out pictures of food, plates of food, vegetables, fruit, drinks, pictures of animals, pictures of flowers, pictures of buildings. So all I did was cut out the picture. You can laminate them if you have access to a laminate machine. This will definitely help your props to last longer. If you don't have a laminate machine, then that's alright. If your picture is a bit floppy, get a few pieces of paper, stick them together to make it a bit firmer, stick your picture on the paper or the cardboard, cut around it, and there you have a firmish picture. This is probably the simplest and easiest, cheapest way to build up a prop box. While we're on the topic of paper, everyone has paper lying around, and if you are teaching English online, you have access to the internet. Using the internet, you can find some tutorials on how to make origami, birds, flowers, boxes. These are all easy free ways to add to your props toolbox. These are not complicated tutorials. So over here I have made a bird, flowers, a box, which I personally find really useful when demonstrating in front of, behind of, on top, underneath, that kind of thing. You may even find that the kids are really impressed with your paper folding skills. So puppets may require a bit more creativity and a few more resources, but nothing that you can't find lying around your house. Obviously, we start with the age-old tradition of making sock puppets. So this really just requires old socks that don't have a partner. I have many of those. I have way too many of those. Slap on some googly eyes, give it some funky hair, maybe a bow tie, and you have a dashing sock puppet. Next type of puppet you can make are the finger puppets. You can either print templates, or if you are more like me and want to add your own personal touch, just draw your own. If you feel you are not that creative enough to draw your finger puppets, then head over to one of the free sites. One that I personally use is called freepik.com. I'll put a link in the description, and if you go on there, you can find so many different vectors, images that you can adapt into a finger puppet. Okay, you have to have at least one Chinese shop in your area. And if you're lucky enough to live in a big city where you can have a China mall, hit that mall. If you're lucky enough to have a small budget to spend on props, I personally found plenty items that I could use or adapt to my teaching. I found these cheesy wedding props, for example. I just got rid of the ones that were useless. And you know that freakish shark game we play with our students? I found a shark. And for me personally, when I introduce myself to my students and tell them a little bit about myself, I love cats. Yum, 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 yum. Guys, there really are so many cheap, even free ways to build up that prop box. You will constantly be adding to it, taking away from it, adapting it. You'll eventually find out what your students really like looking at and what they really don't like. Don't forget you have your whole house or apartment or wherever you're staying. Everything in your house can be used. Fruits and vegetables, knives and forks, stationery, it's all just lying around. These things really help to get the student going and to remember what they are learning. For all of our new teachers out there, don't stress. The prop box will eventually pull itself together. You will keep adding to it, you'll keep removing from it, you'll keep adapting that prop box. You just have to get started. So tell us in the comments below, what tips and tricks have you got for building up a successful prop box?